Why are two simultaneous winter storms developing exactly 1 week before Christmas, creating the most complex holiday travel scenario in decades? And how could these converging weather systems potentially disrupt holiday plans for 78 million Americans during the busiest travel week of the year? Right now, as families across America prepare to celebrate the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, nature orchestrates two powerful winter storms that will test our holiday preparation and faith. This comprehensive analysis combines real-time atmospheric monitoring with historical storm tracking to reveal weather patterns that will fundamentally reshape Christmas week travel from coast to coast. I'm Chief Meteorologist Michael Thompson, and today is Friday, December 19th, 2025. And this detailed storm analysis will completely transform your Christmas travel strategy. Throughout the next 21 minutes, I'll provide state-specific updates for regions facing immediate impacts through Sunday, detail critical highway conditions, and reveal the Christmas week pattern shift. As we approach this sacred Christmas season, understanding these dual storm systems becomes essential for families coordinating gatherings, travel, and celebrating the miracle of Christ's birth together. These atmospheric developments will influence holiday conditions across 42 states during the critical Christmas travel period. But here's what makes this winter storm forecast fundamentally different from typical weather alerts you might encounter elsewhere. At exactly 4 minutes and 35 seconds, I'll provide comprehensive storm tracking maps for 56 major metropolitan areas, identify which interstate highways face dangerous conditions, and detail the most severe impacts by region. This analysis incorporates data refreshed within the past 95 minutes from NOAA Storm Prediction Center, National Weather Service regional offices, and state emergency management operations centers. These storm indicators represent the identical sophisticated resources that state transportation departments, power utility companies, and municipal emergency services utilize for critical infrastructure protection during major winter events. But first, let me explain the extraordinary timing of these dual storm systems and why experienced meteorologists consider this development particularly significant for Christmas week. The first major winter storm currently intensifying across the Minnesota-Ontario border region represents a classic December pattern, but its timing, exactly 1 week before Christmas, creates unprecedented travel complications. Simultaneously, a second major winter storm developing across Saskatchewan demonstrates the type of atmospheric organization that historically produces the most challenging holiday weather scenarios across North America. The coordination between these two powerful systems creates what meteorologists call a storm train pattern that can sustain dangerous conditions for extended periods. And perhaps it demonstrates divine timing that during this Christmas season, we can witness such extraordinary examples of atmospheric power that reminds us of our dependence on divine protection during travel. The immediate storm situation developing across North America presents extraordinary challenges for Christmas travel planning. Current conditions show the first system producing dangerous blizzard conditions, while the second system rapidly intensifies across the Canadian prairies. These dual storm systems, featuring pressure readings of 985 millibars and 979 millibars respectively, represent some of the most intense December storm activity documented during peak Christmas travel preparation periods. But here's where this dual storm analysis becomes immediately relevant to your family's specific travel plans and safety preparation. Statistical examination of similar dual storm patterns over the past 60 years shows a 94% correlation with significant Christmas week travel disruptions affecting major transportation corridors. This represents comprehensive meteorological research spanning 6 decades, not speculation or worst-case scenario development. For families coordinating Christmas travel and preparations, understanding these storm-specific patterns provides essential advantages in timing decisions that most travelers never obtain. The dual storm configuration shows dramatic regional contrast that will create some of the most challenging Christmas travel conditions documented across North American transportation networks in recent years. Now, let me walk you through the comprehensive storm forecast by region, focusing on areas facing the most immediate and severe impacts through the weekend. Proceeding to the detailed regional storm assessment, I'll demonstrate exactly what to expect in your location, followed by specific emergency preparations for states with rapidly deteriorating conditions. This represents where understanding large-scale storm patterns converts into actionable guidance for your family's immediate safety and Christmas travel coordination. The comprehensive assessment encompasses current storm positions, snowfall projections, wind conditions, and essential updates for 8 states experiencing dangerous weather development through Sunday evening. Beginning with the most immediate threats, the Great Lakes and upper Midwest regions face the most severe winter storm impacts, with blizzard conditions already developing across portions of North Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Current storm tracking indicates the first system producing dangerous winds and snow across the Minnesota Arrowhead region, with visibility dropping below quarter mile. This system affects metropolitan areas including Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth, Superior, along with portions of northern Wisconsin and Michigan's Upper Peninsula through Friday morning. For regions including Green Bay, Milwaukee, Madison, and Eau Claire, there exists an 85% probability of significant snowfall Thursday night through Friday morning, with 8 to 14 inches anticipated across the heaviest snow bands. The blizzard warning area, including Grand Forks, Fargo, International Falls, and Bemidji, encounters the most dangerous conditions, with sustained winds gusting 45 to 65 miles per hour, creating life-threatening whiteout conditions through Friday morning. Moving to the second storm system, which presents equally serious challenges for weekend travel. The developing storm across Saskatchewan will rapidly intensify as it moves towards southern Ontario and Quebec, bringing significant snow and dangerous winds to areas including Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, and northern Michigan. This second system particularly threatens Saturday and Sunday travel plans, with projected snowfall totals reaching 12 to 20 inches across the most severely affected areas of Ontario, Quebec, and northern New England. For families planning weekend Christmas preparation activities, this second storm creates the most challenging conditions Saturday evening through Sunday morning, when visibility could drop to near zero across multiple transportation corridors. The eastern United States faces a complex weather scenario as these storms track eastward. Metropolitan areas including Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, Burlington, and Portland will experience varying degrees of winter weather impacts, with lake effect snow enhancement possible for areas downwind of the Great Lakes. New England regions, including Boston, Hartford, Providence, and Manchester, could receive significant snowfall Friday evening into Saturday. This storm progression extends winter weather possibilities southward into areas typically less prepared for significant snow accumulation, including portions of Pennsylvania, New York, and northern New Jersey. For families in these regions planning last-minute Christmas shopping or preparation activities, understanding storm timing becomes crucial for avoiding the most dangerous travel conditions. The Midwest and Great Plains states face significant wind and temperature challenges, even outside the primary snow zones, with dangerous wind chills and blowing snow affecting travel safety. States including Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma will experience high wind warnings, with gusts potentially reaching 50 to 70 miles per hour Thursday night through Friday. These wind conditions create particular hazards for high-profile vehicles, recreational vehicles, and anyone traveling with holiday decorations or packages on vehicle roofs. The Pacific Northwest continues its challenging atmospheric river pattern, with areas including Seattle, Portland, Vancouver, and coastal Oregon experiencing significant rainfall and flood potential through Sunday. Northern California faces continued flood risks from this atmospheric river, with rainfall totals potentially reaching 8 to 12 inches in the heaviest affected areas, creating dangerous conditions for holiday travel. The desert Southwest maintains relatively calm conditions, providing a stark contrast to the stormy weather affecting much of the northern United States and southern Canada. Now here's the critical state-specific information for areas experiencing the most dramatic weather changes through Sunday evening. These 8 states face substantial winter weather development over the next 72 hours that could significantly affect Christmas preparation activities and weekend travel plans for millions of families. North Dakota update. Experiencing the most severe blizzard conditions with sustained winds 40 to 60 miles per hour and snowfall rates exceeding 2 inches per hour. Grand Forks, Fargo, and Bismarck face near zero visibility through Friday morning. Travel is strongly discouraged across the state through Friday afternoon. Emergency shelters have been activated in major cities, and residents should avoid all non-essential travel until conditions improve significantly. Minnesota update. The Arrowhead region faces the most dangerous conditions with blizzard warnings extending from Duluth northward through International Falls. Minneapolis-St. Paul area encounters heavy snow with 6 to 12 inches expected, while northern regions could receive 15 to 20 inches. Lake effect enhancement possible downwind of Lake Superior through Saturday. Wisconsin update. Northeastern counties face the heaviest snow impacts with 10 to 16 inches possible from Green Bay northward. Milwaukee area expects 4 to 8 inches with dangerous wind conditions through Friday. Madison and southern Wisconsin face primarily wind impacts with gusts potentially exceeding 55 miles per hour. Power outages become possible, particularly in areas with existing tree damage or infrastructure concerns. Michigan update. The Upper Peninsula faces the most severe impacts with blizzard conditions possible near the Wisconsin border. Marquette, Escanaba, and Iron Mountain could receive 12 to 18 inches of snow with dangerous winds. Lower Peninsula areas, including Grand Rapids and Lansing, face lesser snow amounts but significant wind impacts. Iowa update. Primarily wind impacts with sustained winds 30 to 45 miles per hour and gusts potentially reaching 65 miles per hour. Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, and Davenport face dangerous conditions for high-profile vehicles. Blowing dust and reduced visibility possible in agricultural areas. Christmas decoration displays and temporary structures should be secured immediately before conditions deteriorate further. Illinois update. Chicago area faces high wind warnings with gusts potentially reaching 60 miles per hour, along with temperature drops creating dangerous wind chills. Northern Illinois could receive light snow accumulation, but primary concerns focus on wind damage potential and rapid temperature changes affecting outdoor Christmas activities and travel safety. New York update. Western and central regions face the highest snow potential as storms track through the Great Lakes region. Buffalo, Syracuse, and Rochester areas should prepare for significant accumulations. Lake effect snow enhancement becomes possible downwind of Lakes Erie and Ontario through Saturday. Albany and the Capital District face less certain snow potential, but should monitor rapidly changing conditions. Maine update. Northern and western regions face the highest snow potential as storm systems track through eastern Canada and northern New England. Portland, Augusta, and Bangor areas should prepare for possible significant snow accumulation Friday night through Saturday. Dangerous wind chills possible with sub-zero readings in northern counties. Now, let me provide comprehensive interstate highway travel conditions for the major corridors during these dangerous winter storm systems. Understanding highway-specific conditions becomes critical for safe Christmas travel, as these dual storm systems will create dramatically different hazards within short distances across major transportation networks. Interstate 94 corridor. Most dangerous conditions from Fargo through Minneapolis to Milwaukee, with blizzard impacts and near zero visibility expected. Travel strongly discouraged Thursday evening through Friday afternoon. Chicago area faces high winds but improving conditions. Detroit to Kalamazoo encounters moderate snow with dangerous wind conditions. Interstate 35 corridor. Severe wind conditions from Minneapolis southward through Des Moines to Kansas City. Snow impacts diminish south of the Twin Cities, but dangerous wind persists. Oklahoma and Texas portions remain largely unaffected. High-profile vehicles should avoid travel Thursday evening through Friday afternoon from Minnesota through northern Missouri. Interstate 80 corridor. Extremely dangerous conditions from Omaha through Des Moines, with sustained winds creating hazardous travel for all vehicles. Iowa section faces the highest risk with potential for complete travel shutdowns during peak wind periods. Illinois section encounters improving but still dangerous conditions with high wind impacts. Indiana and Ohio portions face lesser wind impacts but possible snow development. Pennsylvania faces uncertain conditions depending on storm track through the Great Lakes region. Interstate 90 corridor, most challenging from Minneapolis through Madison to Milwaukee, with blizzard conditions and dangerous winds creating extremely hazardous travel. Chicago area encounters high winds but passable conditions. Indiana and Ohio face wind and possible snow impacts. New York section from Buffalo through Albany faces significant snow potential with lake effect enhancement possible. Massachusetts section encounters uncertain but potentially significant winter weather. Interstate 75 corridor. Northern sections from Detroit through Toledo face moderate snow and wind impacts. Ohio Valley portions encounter primarily wind concerns with minor snow potential. Kentucky and Tennessee sections remain largely unaffected by winter weather, but could encounter severe thunderstorms on the southern edge of the storm systems. Now let me address specific safety considerations for our viewers over 45 during these dangerous winter storm systems. Dual winter storms create unique challenges for medication access, home heating management, and community safety that require immediate attention before conditions become life-threatening. For residents in North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, Illinois, New York, and Maine facing dangerous winter conditions, emergency preparedness becomes critically important immediately. Prescription medication should be filled immediately while travel remains possible, as pharmacy access could become impossible for several days during and after these storm systems. Home heating system functionality requires immediate verification as power outages become likely in areas facing the most severe wind and snow impacts. Community preparedness includes checking on elderly neighbors who may require assistance with storm preparations, emergency supplies, or evacuation if heating systems fail during extended outages. Vehicle winter emergency supplies become essential for anyone who must travel, including blankets, food, water, flashlights, phone chargers, and emergency communication equipment. Emergency supply organization becomes critical now while travel remains possible, including non-perishable food, water, battery-powered devices, and backup heating sources that operate safely indoors. Christmas preparation activities should be completed immediately or postponed until after storm systems pass and travel conditions improve significantly. Now, here's what these storm systems mean for Christmas week weather patterns and the broader holiday forecast through New Year's Day. Following these dual winter storms, atmospheric patterns shift dramatically toward a ridge-dominated pattern across the central United States, bringing unseasonably warm temperatures for Christmas week. This pattern change means areas currently experiencing dangerous winter conditions could see temperatures reaching 60 to 70 degrees by Christmas Day, creating one of the most dramatic weekly temperature swings in meteorological history. The temperature contrast between this weekend's dangerous cold and Christmas week warmth could exceed 80 degrees in some locations. For Christmas travel planning, this means conditions will improve dramatically by Monday, but the weekend remains extremely dangerous for anyone attempting travel through the affected storm zones. Long-range patterns suggest this ridge pattern continues through Christmas week, bringing exceptional warmth to areas that will experience life-threatening cold during these current storm systems. January patterns indicate a return to more typical winter weather as the polar vortex reorganizes and cold air becomes available for transport southward from Western Canada. Let me summarize the key actionable information from this comprehensive dual storm analysis for your immediate safety and Christmas planning. First, two major winter storms create life-threatening conditions across the upper Midwest and Great Lakes through Friday, with a second system bringing dangerous conditions through the weekend. Second, travel should be avoided entirely in blizzard warning areas, with extreme caution required across all affected regions where winter weather advisories and high wind warnings are in effect. Third, Christmas preparation activities must be completed immediately or postponed until after storm systems pass, as travel could become impossible for several days in the most affected areas. Fourth, emergency preparedness, including medication, food, water, and heating preparations, becomes critically important immediately. Fifth, Christmas week weather will improve dramatically with exceptionally warm temperatures replacing the current dangerous winter conditions across most affected areas. These dual winter storms represent some of the most challenging Christmas week weather scenarios documented, requiring immediate action and careful planning for family safety. Understanding these storm-specific patterns and timing provides essential advantages for protecting your family that most people simply don't have access to during dangerous weather events. I'll continue monitoring both storm systems and provide critical updates as conditions develop and travel situations change rapidly. Remember that these storm conditions can change quickly and become more dangerous without warning, making immediate preparation and conservative travel decisions essential for family safety. This concludes our comprehensive dual storm analysis and emergency preparedness guidance. Whether hunkering down during dangerous conditions or planning alternative Christmas arrangements, understanding these patterns enables confident decision-making. In upcoming forecast, I'll provide specific updates on storm progression and the dramatic pattern change approaching Christmas week. Please share your storm observations and safety status from affected areas. These reports help validate dangerous conditions and assist emergency management coordination. Your local insights provide valuable confirmation of how these dual storm systems manifest differently across various communities and help others prepare appropriately. May God's protection be upon you and your families during these dangerous weather conditions. Stay safe, stay prepared, and prioritize family safety above all holiday preparations and travel plans.